development. One encouraging development about this year. When the sitting president, a Republican, has a 25% approval rating, and his vice president has a 15% approval rating, it's hard to find people that want to replace him. And so the Republicans, if you look at who ran for the Republican nomination this year, did you notice how people who actually had jobs generally didn't run? You had the former governor of Massachusetts, and the former governor of Arkansas, and the former mayor of New York, and the former senator from Tennessee, and I know most of you will have forgotten this, but the former governor of Wisconsin. All running for president, all the formers. It is no wonder that they decided to settle on the one guy who had a job, John McCain. And isn't this a brilliant moment? It appears that the Republican Party has decided that in this really groundbreaking, very significant kind of turn of the wheel election, they're going to run a 71-year-old guy on his third case of cancer with the slogan, "Less jobs, more war." The fact of the matter is, the only thing that makes John McCain look good is Mitt Romney. I mean, seriously, doesn't Mitt Romney look like somebody who's trying to sell you a timeshare in the Dells? It's really a good deal. I know it's going to work. No, I mean, Mitt Romney is the only guy who can be embarrassed by Mike Huckabee. and Mike Huckabee, known in Arkansas, I don't make this up, as the Huckabeest. It's very, all the media, you could fool the national media any day of the week. So they're all like, wow, he's so folksy. He's such a charming guy. Everybody in Arkansas knows that he was a really mean, unpleasant person, especially after he lost those 200 pounds. He wanted food bad. They couldn't feed him, so they let him run for president. And it's funny, because Huckabee does not believe in evolution. He does not believe in evolution. And if you see any of his supporters at a rally, you can understand why. I think about this summer's Republican National Convention. I'm thinking about this summer's National Convention, and I'm thinking, not since the dying days of the Confederacy have so many passionate supporters of a lost cause gathered in the same room at the same time to nominate someone who is so manifestly unfit to carry the banner forward. And yet, they will look at John McCain this summer and they will say, yes, this man who is older than Bob Dole or Ronald Reagan or Dwight Eisenhower combined has the youth and the vigor that we need to lead this country into the 21st century. It is no wonder that Tommy Thompson, who used to say, "Isn't it a great day to be a Republican?" now says, "Bartender, make mine a double." So I'm only left with this notion here. Talked about the trade deficit. We talked about the war. Got that little problem of the climate change thing, which actually I'm thinking tonight may be off the agenda. May not be a big issue. But, they have wrecked an awful lot in Washington. They have brought us to a pretty ugly, pretty dangerous place. There's no question of that. And yet Obama and Clinton struggled desperately for the presidency. I swear to you, in the next week, if you say you're undecided, they'll call you. I'm not making this up. Literally, I was in Iowa, they're covering it, and somebody put on a website, I really don't know who to vote for, and I wish I could make this up, John Edwards called the guy. I mean, these people, it is a close race. They are desperate to get elected. They will come here and they will do anything for your vote. But the fact of the matter is, the reason they will do it is the reason that you as Democrats should be incredibly hopeful and encouraged about this year, about both this man and this woman, who I've been able to interview a lot. I've known Obama for many, many years, going back to when he worked for the steelworkers in Chicago. known Hillary Clinton for a long time. They are both honorable, decent people. They both are capable of serving as President of the United States. And I'll tell you, the reason they run so hard, everybody will say it's ambition. These two people have a fierce sense of urgency. They understand that there is no time to spare. The fact of the matter is, and it's the most painful fact of all, the Republic is in danger. The Constitution has been trampled upon, trashed. The system of checks and balances is completely out of whack. Democracy itself has been genuinely threatened. But we are the descendants of patriots who fought a revolution against a king named George. And I think we stand today on the eve of an election, that will fundamentally change not just the United States, but the world. The next president of the United States cannot be the next president of the United States. There must be a ricochet effect. We have to go from the depths of George Bush, the depths of Dick Cheney, to the heights of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. We have to go to a fundamentally different place as a republic, because if we fail to do so, if we fail to reach that much higher, we will never be able to undo the fundamental damage that these men have done. It is not enough to be about electing a next president. It is necessary to be about a new American revolution, something as fundamental as the start of this country. Emerson remembered the farmers who gathered on that bridge at Concord. He said, "By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled, here stood embattled farmers and fired the shot heard round the world." Courage, patriots. We have known dark and difficult times. We have seen what Jefferson referred to as a reign of the witches. We have seen what Madison referred to as black-hearted tyrants ruling in our land. But we are lucky to have lived in this time, because like those farmers on the bridge at Concord, we know that this year, we will throw off a tyranny. We will depose a king named George. We will banish a Cheney to the ultimate undisclosed location. We will end a war. We will restore a constitution. We will renew a republic. We will take our country back, not for a candidate and not for a political party, but for the world that is yet to be made. Democrats, this is our time. This is our country. And on November 4th, we will hold the election that was heard round the world. This moment, no matter who we elect, this moment is the moment of transformation, and your grandchildren will say to you, "Grandpa, Grandma, what was it like when you saved America and the world? What was it like? What was it like when you took George Bush and Dick Cheney and banished them to the dustbin of history and raised up America to be the shining city on a hill that our founders intended and that you made possible?" Thank you very much for having me here tonight.